So I went to London with Jan and Jamie, and we did drinking, we did eating, and I destroyed them all at Super Smash Brothers with a number of characters. Didn't lose a single time. Absolutely demolished them. It feels good, man. And I was smashed as well, so there was that. I mean, they were also smashed, but you know. But then when I got back, I'd caught some sort of stomach virus from Jan, and it hit me about Wednesday afternoon, and I was kind of fucked.
Recent episodes were excellent. Hope the brothers can salvage a somewhat happy ending.
Thank you, Crisis Ostrich, for the 17 months. So let's talk about D&D. Wow, those last two episodes, I have to say, I fully now I've come to terms with Malachi, because I feel like Imric has avenged Malachi's death in the most epic way possible. The point that I can't even imagine a more badass scene than what unfolded in the second to last episode. That entire battle just really, really showed how strong of a character Imric is, because there's very little that he can't deal with successfully. You know, there's very few situations. That thing couldn't even hurt me. It couldn't get through stone skin. Its breath weapon couldn't hurt me. It had no magic. I really just completely destroyed it. And then to part the wall of fire with magic resistance as I approached it, only to dive onto the thing, slaying it with a legendary sword of ice, and then consuming its brains as it melted into the lava. I mean, goddamn. You can't top that. I don't know how you can top that. That is some epic D&D right there. And I was in his own on an alternative plane too. I was kind of on cloud nine there. I really felt like it all came together, man. I just fucked it up. Yeah, the magic. Yeah, the extra level, the fucking magic resistance, the infravision, the regeneration. It's just +1 int. Finally, with the +1 int. God damn. Yeah, we need. Like when oh, what's up, Dark? Thanks for the gifted sub, Arc Thomas. Congratulations. There was a video that AO did once. It was not so much a video as like, it was like a collection of drawings kind of put together to like simulate a combat. I can't remember which character it was of. I think it might have been of Steven's character in Gnomes, Tomes, and Catacombs. But he could maybe do something like that for the lava worm fight. That would be sick as fuck. The level up from the imp is confirmed. I don't know if we've got a level up from everything we've done. The enemy was pretty much set up for a gangfest. Listen, OMFG, come on, mate. +39 to hit. Give me, at least give me a little bit of credit. Encounter was kind of built to make you look strong too, as it played into your strengths. But good job in generally defeating the beast and getting your evil and disturbing brother back. Yeah, okay. I'll take that. Thank you. I mean, it wasn't so easy for Tyrael to fuck it up. It was kind of set up for me to fuck it up, yeah. I'll take that. I don't have level 7 spells yet. If we get the level up, I've got... Wait, no, I do have level 7 spells. Oh shit, I completely forgot. Yeah, I do have level 7 spells. What does my spell slots look like if I'm level 15? What does that even look like? That is beyond even what anyone could have ever possibly imagined. Level 15. Wizard spell progression. So I would get 5 level 5 spells. Oh my god! Damn. That is a lot of spell slots. How do I feel about the lost items? I'm alright with it. Yeah, the boots is bad for Tyrael. The boots were strong for him. Yeah, okay, Dark. Sounds good, mate. Is Imric evil enough to drag smart wizards to the demon plane to eat their brains to get smarter to get to 18 int? I don't think it was eating the brains that got me the +1 int. It was the unholy union with Atropos, I think. But I don't think in Neil's mind Marat's good. The loss of the items and whether or not he should give a level or not are correlated whatsoever. So I see your point, but I don't think it matters. He's either going to give us a level or he's not. It's not going to be because he lost his best item. Do you even have any level 7 spells to learn? Yeah, I do actually. I've got a couple ready to go off the bat. Main one being reverse gravity, I think. Do I think Neil's engaged in the darkest timeline? I don't know what to expect yet. I think we'll get there. Let's keep talking about the rest of the episode. So, yeah, the fight with the fireworm was unbelievable, really. Yeah, that blew me away. Completely destroyed it. Imric, so strong. The thing is, the magic resistance and the regeneration. Not so much the regeneration, mainly the magic resistance, but they really kind of shore up the few gaps in Imric's armor. So like now, I've just got super high HP, 69 beanie to 420. Thank you for 6 months, mate. Yeah, super high HP, high AC, like great ranged options in the bow, super high level spells. Like Stone Skin. There's just with high AC, high HP, and spells like Stone Skin and Mirror Image, it's just hard to imagine how you kill Imric, to be honest. You're just happy because losing the amulet doesn't make Imric any weaker? I'm not happy. I just think that I don't. Well, I'm basing my comments based on the reaction in the Reddit thread, which was everyone freaking the fuck out about the lost items and getting salty about Neil. Like, I don't think there's any reason to be annoyed about it. It's definitely like makes Tyrael weaker, but he's been getting stronger and stronger and stronger all campaign. So I don't think it's not like it's ruined his character or anything like that. So I don't think there's any reason to be like super upset about it.
Hello, my lady.
Thank you, Gendon, for the 14 months.
So beautiful.
Ooh, la, la, la. Yeah. Fried Soap says there's a complete list of level 1 to 5 spells. Yeah, definitely I can learn any spell up to level 5 if I want. And I actually have room now, so that is something else that we can be thinking about, is that I can now fill out my spell list. Feels like the campaign took a darker tone. Yeah, I think so. I have to say, I feel like... so I'll carry on with the story. So then we get to the plane of air. We were a little bit lost. Luckily, Locate Landmark came in clutch, and we found the Cloud Giants. And from there, it was pretty easy going, you know? The Cloud Giants sent us to the Rift. The thing that I did think, though, was that if I'd have learnt the plane hopping spell myself, which I failed the roll on, then it actually could have been pretty easy to find Anton without going to Atropos, because all we would have needed to do is run into the Cloud Giants the same way that we ran into them after we got back to the plane of air. So yeah, that was a bit weird. But anyway, we get to the proto-plane of Velthara, which implies that... I don't know, to me that makes me think that Velthara had something to do with saving Anton. Go through the Acid Storm, luckily get through that without dying or without being stuck in it for like 10 rounds. I didn't have Polymorph. I would have been in trouble. And then we had the whole sort of going down memory lane thing. I asked Neil, like, do I feel any influence on my personality or whatever from eating the fireworm? That was the thing I was thinking was going to send him evil, but actually it didn't seem like there was any impact from that, so... I kind of felt like I wasn't going to force the character into doing something just because, oh, that would be cool. I still kind of feel like Imric's still kind of the same person. Albeit done some bad things. You know, he's pushed his moral boundaries a little bit, and there is going to be a consequence for that, I think. But I don't think that's like all of a sudden now he's like an evil character, so therefore he plans to betray Tyrael and seize the throne for himself. So obviously I wasn't getting answers like that. I did think that I alluded a little bit to how you might see some bad things out of Imric once the campaign is over. But yeah, I'm not going to go completely off the deep end for no good reason. And And the other thing was Imric not having really many plans after Scoria. I actually think that was like totally normal. I don't think many people in a situation like that, like if you were, think about it, if you were like training for some special operation, like say you were like a spy and you were going to be sent on like a mission to like assassinate Hitler, and there's like a 90% chance you're going to die. I don't think you'd be having like detailed plans about what you're going to do when you get back, are you? You're going to be focusing on surviving and doing the job as best you can, and you'll probably worry about what happens after that. So Imric's always been a little bit like that, so I think it's perfectly reasonable for him to still be like that, especially with the massive changes he's undergone very recently. He's probably still processing it, not really had a great chance to come to terms with everything that had happened to him. So I feel like it's perfectly reasonable. What I've seen of the VOD, it seems like Cyril doesn't really care about Drakis and instead just cares about power. I don't get why, though, how Imric's feeling about it. I think, I don't know if all of you will have picked up on this, but before we made the deal with Atropos, Imric kind of gave up and just submitted to whatever Cyril wants. Stopped arguing. So, if that's what Cyril wants, then I think Imric's going to go. Are you happy that Scoria hadn't completely ravaged Wicthron and Renta? You were worried that time would have passed like 20 years? Yeah, I am happy about that. I'm glad that at least there's still some threads connecting the story before to now. I think what would have been a shame is if like all of the NPCs were dead and it was just Scoria basically. Who was left? Neil was holding something in when you guys talked about heading back to the keep. Really rooting for your brothers, but very worried also. Yes, I think there is a lot to be worried about, but again, I also think that from a storytelling perspective, Neil has really pulled it out of the bag once again. I feel like these last three, this sort of Find Anton arc has massively rejuvenated the campaign, in my opinion, and just done a great job of like throwing the story up in the air, making it really exciting again, and just, you know, subverting expectations, really. So I think great job to him. The owls might not be infiltrated by Scoria's spies. You could ask them. Maybe, yeah, but it's a little bit weird, isn't it? Just 3 random people going up to the owls and asking them. But maybe, yeah, maybe the owls is a good place to go. I just think the Queen is a good place to go. I don't see why it wouldn't be. What's the plan for getting into the castle unnoticed? Is it just an anti-invisibility ward on the keep? You know, maybe we could sneak in through the sewers or something. I could maybe sneak in as a bird, send a message, send a letter directly to the Queen, a note saying, like, meet in the sewers or something at nightfall. Or something like that, maybe. Did it surprise you when Cyril said he didn't care for Imric? I feel like you said that before. I don't really remember him saying that, to be honest. Maybe he's just saying he doesn't care about anything anymore? I don't know. I didn't recall that necessarily. I wrote doubting it. But I don't remember feeling bad about it either. He's always sending to Ark Sombar and let you 3 in disguised. Yeah, okay. I could sending Ark Sombar, say, we're alive, entering the keep tonight as, like, what would a good cover be? You know, like a mare from another town nearby or something like that. The acid rain not hitting the bag of holding was the most lucky moment of the campaign. Yeah, true. There's a lot. I mean, at least on my perspective, there's a lot that could have been worse. He could have hit my con amulet, which maybe he even should have, but it would have been a lot worse. Any plans for spell learning? Probably. I would like to learn some spells, Nikki. And I think we can go through the spell research that we've done before, like meaning this, and pick some extra levels, like spells that we want to learn at each spell slot. Now that we've got more space. just in case the opportunity arises, it would be good to have a knowledge like, okay, these are the 2 spells that I want. These are the 2 spells that I want. You think Velthara will steal Anton's spells mid-Scoria fight if you're winning too hard? Neil did the opposite for the Scrags for arguably a worse reason than Anton's. I don't believe in Velthara anymore. No, I don't think so. Because Scoria doesn't want vengeance on us. We want vengeance on Scoria. Whereas in the Fro finale, the Scrags wanted vengeance on humans. We wanted vengeance on the Scrags. So Velvara was, kind of with both sides a little bit. What are your odds that you level? Is there any chance Kobe would just grant you guys one more level in fighter? Potentially, yeah. I think we will level up, probably. I feel like you might run into all the Scoria's kids as part of the Scoria dungeon. Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps on the way there. I think the reason he gave you the imp is because Imric's now a bad dude. Well, no, because it's Atropos who's gifted me the imp, right? What are the big questions you want answered at the start of the next episode? Well, that does bring me on to one thing. So, in the episode, we thought there was a siege, right? We were scryed on people queuing up for food in the town square. I don't think it's a siege. I think, thinking now, it's probably a refugee crisis. I think probably what's happened is that Scoria has burned shitloads of the towns around the capital. And the city has been flooded with refugees because the only safe place is the walls of the city. I think that's probably what's happened. So I think the city's probably overflowing with people. And we're sort of somewhat surrounded. Maybe not under siege, but like Wicklow is on its own now. So what are the big questions you want answered? I guess my big question is, how much of Drakis has been destroyed? How long have we been gone?
Hello, my lady. You look so beautiful.
Do we have troops left for an offensive if we go
Have
with
my
them?
sub.
Or are we on our last legs? Shine alive? Is our mother alive? Is Oxombar alive? How have we stopped Scoria from getting to the city? What about Bontheris? What about Sulwick? So 76% think Shine is alive. I agree with them. I also think Shine is alive. If you are okay with revealing your return, it might be worth it for Anton and maybe a simulacrum of Anton. Break a siege. Excellent propaganda to the commanders. Immediately show that saving him was... Yeah, I don't know if we're... I mean, that is a good idea, Decode, but I just don't know if there's much concern at this point for our view commoners. Do you think Imric lusts power? Because it doesn't seem like he does in the same way someone like Malachi did. I've been impressed with how little his power seems to have gone to his head, despite being probably the strongest wizard in Arcadia. Is that just because he is focused on his goal? It hasn't had time to fully sink in yet. That's definitely part of it, but also he's just, he's not necessarily someone who's always wanted power. Most mages grow up thinking they're better than everyone else, whereas Imric kind of grew up the opposite, kind of feeling like he was not very good at all. Not a great. I think Imric thinks the only reason he's even a wizard is because he's rich. There's no way he would have been chosen for wizard school. He was just a normal person. So he was constantly surrounded by people who were smarter than him. So he doesn't have the same sort of like arrogance that Malachi had, where he just thought that everyone else around him was stupid and he was easily the smartest person around and clearly the best person to be in charge. And anyone who stood in his way basically was, deserved to be killed to get them out of the way. So Malachi needed to be in charge, whereas Imric just isn't like that at all. I just don't think he sees things like that. Have you watched the new Game of Thrones? I have indeed. And I've enjoyed it very much. I've been blown away by the first 2 episodes and I'm immediately super hyped for the whole thing. Time to assassinate Matarvin entire royal line to get what should have been that Zarathus tier loot. Perhaps. I mean, we actually could... You alluded to something with Jen Ryan in a YouTube comment thread. Yes. Last I heard, it was, happening at some point. So, I think probably when Tombs of Scoria ends is when it will happen. Did you make the magic item, the Cloak of Clouds, that people were talking about on the subreddit? Item standard based. There's just not going to be time. I mean, after the campaign, maybe, yeah. You could inhale the vapors to try and see what has transpired in Arcadia since you left. If you don't want to potentially blow the elements of surprise by talking to anyone. That's not a bad idea, Zach, actually. Maybe that could work. How do you feel about the Mistrea Independence arc? Kind of interesting circular story if we end as we start. An upstart rival kingdom with a powerful dragon in Mistrea. I sense some tension between you and Neil in some past episodes. Good on you for never escalating. I feel like you are the lightning rod sometimes. Party. Necessarily evil, but you handle it well. What do you mean I'm the lightning rod? I also don't think there's really been much tension, actually. You ever tried to find out whether the weapons were altering your perceptions of what the dragons you met were saying? Yeah, Neil wasn't clear on that, but it sounded like they weren't altering what we were hearing. Need to make some beef with Destiny and box him. I know he's been hitting the gym, so maybe that's a fight I don't want, but I do probably have like a foot and a half on him. Maybe not. But 1 foot at least. And probably, yeah. I'm not sure it'd be a great fight since I can't box. It's a lot smaller. Maybe clip up cool moments from the D&D campaigns and post shorts and TikTok vids. Link back might do well. Yeah, Jamie said that what I should do is have a TikTok or a YouTube shorts where I just like tell a story from one of the campaigns, but like script it and get it down really well so it's like as short as it can be and as funny as it can be, and then just do it like facing the camera on TikTok, and just like put that out there as like D&D stories or whatever. That probably would work pretty well. Have you thought about doing prepared content like D&D tips or something like that? I've thought about doing it for 2nd edition, but who's gonna watch it, you know? Who's gonna watch it? I actually feel like I could do some sort of like videos on 2nd edition. But yeah, who's gonna watch that, you know? Shorts are aggressively shown on YouTube. Yeah, I know. They are really popular. Odd question, if you'll answer it. Does the group have any interest in going back to Albert Island? Gans where you went up in the carriage and have any recollection? Definitely at some point. I think right now, got more pressing matters, but I definitely would like to know what happened there. I think that we might have a different experience now. Not sure that their charm spells would work on John as well as maybe they did. I've been feeling D&D deprived. How are you coping? I've actually been enjoying the time off, Jacob. When I was younger, like when we were doing Hardcore Heroes, I used to really jones for the next episode and used to think about it all the time. I don't know if I'm just older now and I've got more things on my plate, so I'm just less engaged, or the campaign's not as enthralling, but I don't think that's what it is. I just think that I was younger before and I just had more free time to think about it, and it seemed more of a big deal to me to be on the show. Whereas now I'm kind of used to the fact that playing on stream and I'm streaming myself, and you know, I'm always busy on the computer these days. Like, whereas it's nice to, you know, I'm not often just sitting around on my computer like hanging out like I used to be a lot. Whereas now I'm mostly like streaming or playing D&D, so that plus work, it's nice sometimes to just have the time not to have to do that in the evening. I'm here from Destiny. I think the main issue on getting more Destiny fans on board is that it's basically impossible for the average viewer to find outside of catching the actual stream, and so few people are going to start 80 episodes in. Absolutely, yeah, I agree with that. I think some sort of recap thing would be great, even if it was like a 30-minute video for each chapter of the campaign. So if it was like a 2-hour total video to catch up to date on Sumers of Scoria, I feel like that would be acceptable. Malachi's Shadow Arena would be super popular. There are so many people who are obsessed with optimization in 5th edition. That kind of content totally lends itself. I know, it really is a great idea. I just don't know how to manage the getting people to make their characters off screen and then getting them into Roll20. Like picking them from the stream and getting them into Roll20 quick enough to make it work. If it was more established, I'd have someone helping me as the matches beforehand. And actually, you know, if we were just doing it for YouTube, we could
film it offline, and that would make things a lot easier. Because if you do it offline, you just cut out all the boring bit, waiting for getting the mics ready and getting everyone's characters imported in. So that can still happen in an inefficient way, but the actual video would be cut down, and maybe that is the way to do it. Destiny's really enjoying D&D, saying that 1 or 2 player campaigns are the way to go. Yeah, I agree. Smaller campaigns can be a lot of fun, especially if it's someone like Steven who likes to get a lot of things done. Yeah. Is the mic still cutting out? I'm too far behind on chat. I'm hoping it's fine now. How tall am I? I'm not 6'8" now, like 6'4". Have I ever fought anyone? No. Tension in the session seems rather like someone that happens because of the actions or rulings or trying to win rulings. Yeah, I agree that tension comes from there, but I don't think that I necessarily engage in that, to be honest. I'll make a case, and usually, not always, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'll usually leave it if Neil says no. A few times where I've been annoyed, I've maybe made a couple of sly comments, which probably is a little bit childish, to be honest. But I think that's as far as it goes. I'll never forget you chewing out the GTC crew about the explosion, trying to get rid of the stone. Yeah, that was funny. I really enjoyed that first encounter with the Gnomes, Terms, and Catacombs crew, because it was just like a power fantasy for me. I don't think shorts will work for anyone who doesn't already care. Well, no, because it wouldn't be related to Neil's campaigns. It would just be like a story. Like it is because the reason he came up with the idea is because I think I was on a call with him for a while on stream before Tides of Death started, and I was just trying to giving him an intro into Neil's world, and I was just telling him some stories of the campaign. So I told him the Potion of Vitality drinking contest with the dwarf story, and it was really funny. I told him about the web story in Redport. And like those are just funny stories, so they don't have to be related to Neil campaigns. So I can see something like that working on TikTok. Get Shadow Arena working, you would need a producer. The sad thing is, Crisis Ostrich, is that there's a couple of people in the community that I think would help me. One potentially being OMFG and the other being Sam. And because Sam specifically helped me a lot when I was first doing it. And you know, between Physics and Sam and, you know, maybe OMFG or maybe somebody else that's a mod helping me out. You know, we actually doing it offline is like not a bad idea. It's just a lot more work for me. But it could be a good idea. When's the next episode for ToS scheduled? I'm not sure, mate. Sorry. I'm not sure when Neil gets back. I think he said 3 weeks, so I don't know when Neil's back, so I can't help you with the scheduling. I would check his schedule. It's probably your best bet. I thought Shadow Arena was fun stream content. Not sure it would be the same offline. The thing is, if I was making the videos for YouTube, I could still stream doing the show and just be content that, listen, if you want to turn up to the stream and watch me fuck around with audio and Roll20 for an hour before we start, then so be it. That was an awesome cameo. You instantly also figured out how to use the crown. That was really awesome how it all played out. Yeah, well, a little confession about the crown is that I'd spoke to Neil about it before he knew that Malachi was going to be on the show. I'd sort of messaged him saying like, oh, does it work like this? And he was like, yeah, that is how it works. So I kind of knew already going into it. I did work it out myself, but I worked it out watching the show. As for what's coming up on the stream, there is somebody who's been very, very, very kind to me in my Discord DMs, who is a DM, and wants me to play in a one-shot with him, which I will probably do soon. So there's probably a one-shot coming up at some point that we'll have on the YouTube channel, I assume. And then I do want to do another one-shot where I DM for the tier 3 subscribers. So probably need to speak to OMFG and Sam about that, because they are better like game designers than I am. So yeah. So a couple of new things coming up soon, I suppose. Soon TM, because that's not like I'm gonna like rush it through or anything like that. It'll happen when it happens. Very kind to you, how? Well, he's just said very nice things about me. And also, on my birthday, sent me a Steam key for God of War, which I've been playing through, which is a very kind gift, and I've enjoyed quite a lot. That was very nice. The dude's gonna make me fly to England to get another game.
Listen, Wes, if you fly to England, I'll make sure we get a game of TI4, okay?